Go. People are telling me out of reviews that we need to be louder when we first start.
Oh, dear Lord.
Very loud. So, turn me up. Crank me up.
You are loud. I have to turn you down sometimes.
Ooh, that was a moment.
What'd you hit?
I just want to turn my volume up because I can't hear anything. Oh, that would be why I'm not plugged in. There we go.
Now
I'm
you
like,
hear?
why am I only hearing out of one ear? Because it's half plugged in. That was your job.
Yeah.
You
My
failed.
hands are cold.
We are unapologetic introverts. I'm not apologizing. It's Thursday.
Yeah. No, that's Aaron. I'm Jade. We just saw the Northern Lights.
Yeah, it was so cool.
I took so many photos.
I took photos too, but my camera on my phone is shit. I should take the iPad out.
It'll have it.
It probably has a better series of cameras than my phone has.
It definitely does.
Funny enough, I never use what the iPad camera is the most useless camera. It's going
great.
around like, yeah.
It's great for FaceTime because this camera is great compared to like
The
my
front-
iMac.
the front camera.
My God.
Is it bad?
The iMac one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's just so trash.
Is that why they probably did that thing where you are allowed to use your phone as the camera?
Yeah.
Because they knew it was that terrible.
Uh-huh.
They just didn't want to upgrade the software or
No.
hardware. Lame.
Yeah. So we saw the Northern Lights. That was fun.
So pretty.
I've only been waiting all fucking week, all year actually.
And you're going to send me all of the pictures that you took.
Yep.
I already stole the first one and then I sent it to my parents and I was like, hee, I took this. And then they're like, no. You did. We know your camera on your phone is shit. And then I was like, no, Jade took it. She has a better phone than I do. Most people do.
You'll have a better phone than me soon.
Soon. Actually, it'll probably be on par with yours, to be honest.
I think the camera's a lot better.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Battery will be better.
Hopefully. I've heard mixed reviews.
I know, but it's also the people who upgrade a phone chill.
Yeah. I don't do that. I
Chill.
wait. I don't know. When was the last time I got this? 2018?
You got it when we were in college.
Yeah. 2018.
It's been a while.
Whoop.
I would just like to point out that I'm not crazy.
Okay. Well, I believe you.
Last episode, your time conspiracy.
Yeah.
When you were saying, 6:14?
Yeah.
You did say 16:14
Oh
twice.
my gosh. I'm so sorry.
I was being gaslit.
People were probably like, what the hell are you talking? You did say that, you dumb.
I was listening and I was like skimming through because I cheat when I episode our podcast now. Unless I know there's something
that really stands out.
I'm just looking for like our pauses really because I'm like, we talked fine. We were good. And then I was like in a section that had some pauses and I was like, oh, I know where we are. I was like, I'm going to keep listening. And I was like,
she fucked up.
I was like, okay, I'm not fucking crazy because I was going insane.
You fucked up.
So I'm not crazy.
Yeah, no, you are not crazy. Apparently I am. It's fine. I can't also read, so that's cool.
It's okay.
I'm just making up extra numbers. I think my brain wants to calculate time in, because 1990s.
Yes, no, of course.
2023. But like to think of a year being like
614.
634, right?
No.
Is just nuts.
Yeah, no.
Like they didn't have Wi-Fi back then. It doesn't count.
It doesn't count. It's not real. I'm going to keep blabbing.
Yeah.
Because I have two more things to talk about.
Updates.
I don't know have I mentioned it on the pod that I wanted a Halsey lyric? I can't remember.
Probably briefly when we were talking about tattoos in
Yeah.
the first couple episodes
So
there.
I said I was going to book a tattoo this year. I wanted it to be more flowers. That didn't happen. However, we booked a tattoo with Katie.
Yay!
I'm going to get cool gothic script.
Nope, that's definitely the wrong one. There we go.
50-50 shot. Well, 25,
I'm upside down.
25% shot.
Yeah. 25.
It doesn't sound as fun as 50-50.
No, 50-50 is better.
So yeah, I'm going to get a quote on the back of my arm. And a lot of people are going to go, you're not chaotic. I don't fucking care. You know what Katie said? Because I told her that. She goes, everyone's a little chaotic. It's okay.
Oh, Katie is
She was
so cool.
Nice. So nice.
Katie's like who I want to grow up to be. even though I think they're younger than I am.
That'll be so fun. Aaron gets to come with me. She's at a new shop, Clever Creature in Toronto, and they have been so nice to deal with.
I'm going to sneakily ask for a quick consult on adding to the tattoo she did before for me.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not a disturbance. I will pay for the consult. 5 minutes, $20. That's a good deal, right?
Yeah, because I think the consult's free.
I'm willing to pay that. She's just that good.
So I'm excited. So we get to go in almost a month.
I'm so excited.
And we're gonna get cinnamon buns.
Yes.
We've only been waiting forever for Crave cinnamon buns.
Crave cinnamon buns. Oh, they better hold up.
They better have them on Thursday.
I'm getting a cinnamon bun and a Crave Crunch because you can't not.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a donut.
Definitely have to get a donut.
My parents are in Florida anyways, or wherever they're going.
Yeah, kind of bad time to book.
Yeah.
That's a really good segue into the other topic. So Hurricane Milton just decimated
Crushed.
Florida.
Yeah.
Insane.
Hopefully, if anyone was listening from there or anyone has family there, that they evacuated, a reasonable person.
They're all safe and, stuff can be replaced.
People and pets cannot.
Yeah.
Just so many
pets.
videos of people leaving their pets,
I
or
know.
a dog was tied to a pole.
I saw that one and I was so angry.
Oh my god!
Don't do that to your pets. They don't deserve that shit.
No.
Pass them off to somebody who's leaving and they can take.
If people can bring horses into their houses, you can take your dog with you.
Yeah, rude. Don't tie them to a pole. Oh, poor thing.
But also, now there's a hurricane on the Atlantic side called
Really?
Nadine. She's just chilling on the ocean right now. If Florida's gonna get hit by 3 in less than a month, that's insane.
There goes your parents' timeshare.
Oh, well, I mean, it's closed right now. Anyways, hey, I'm on the deed.
Oh, okay. There goes your timeshare. I don't know if you really want to be on the deed now.
But it's just so
The deed's probably lost in the hurricane somewhere. Their copy's
always
gone.
I think we're gonna sell, and I'm like, but it's right on the beach, and there's no little kids, and it's just so nice.
I'll go in on it with you.
It's like $800 a year, man.
Oh man, I'm totally in. Want to split it?
Yeah, it's the only 2-bed, 2-bath.
Oh, look at that. We can just go down every year.
I know. You gotta go the same week every year, though.
That's fine.
Yeah.
At least it's predictable.
Hurricane week.
Which is always hurricane week.
Well,
no wonder it's freaking cheap.
Hurricane season starts in the summer and doesn't end until the week after.
Oh, okay. Fair. So you got, what's our odds? 50-50 there?
Yeah.
Except for it seems to be 100-100.
Yeah, the last couple of years it's been pretty bad.
And they've lost their roof. Okay.
They keep losing the roof.
maybe come up with a better structural engineer for that roof.
Who keeps doing your roof? Can we get a different one?
Yeah. That's a better roof.
They had roof damage on the north side, which is where we are. I was like, of course.
Yeah, of course. Our room's destroyed again. Yeah. Awesome. Well, at least you're not going this year.
No.
Less to worry about.
I'm getting my nails done. I'm getting a tattoo.
Oh man, this is going to be a really ridiculously sick month.
I freaking hope so.
It's going to be great. I can feel it. October's kind of been...
This year has kind of been... yeah.
You know what? It's not been too bad. We've hit up a lot of concerts.
We did. Oh, yeah.
Personally got a lot of tattoos, which I'm getting more next month too.
I'm so sad I can't come.
It's fine. I'm just going to go alone.
You're not going to bring anyone?
No, I'm going to go alone.
Oh.
I don't know. I asked Matthew if he'd come with me. He said, yeah.
Good.
It's on a Monday, though. I don't know if he'll be able to come with me.
He's had time to book it off.
Yeah. Well, he gets to book time off every week, so
yeah,
it's fine.
Fair. Speaking of concerts.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and get some Coldplay tickets tomorrow morning.
Really?
Yep.
Where is that happening? Toronto?
Yeah, the new Rogers Stadium that they're building.
Oh, you think that's going to be done?
It's supposed to be done.
When's the concert?
Next June.
Next June?
Yeah.
They're going to have it done by next June? Really?
Supposedly.
I don't know. I don't believe that.
Oasis has to play there before them. Man,
people are freaking out about Oasis tickets.
I know.
I'm okay.
I know one song.
But I'm not a huge listener.
Yeah.
But anyways, Hurricane Milton.
Yeah.
went from a tropical storm to a category like 4 or 5.
Pretty much
like,
a 6.
In like, less than 3 days.
It doesn't exist, yeah. But it's gone now.
It's gone.
Now we just have the aftermath and possibly another hurricane.
It's fine. Coming in from the other side.
Yeah.
Is it Disney World?
Yeah.
Yeah, Disney World. Doesn't close for anything.
They're closed now.
Yeah, they should be.
They didn't close until like late yesterday afternoon. But
insanity. If I was a staff member, I'd be like,
pissed.
Yeah, do you care? No. Clearly, your corporate overlords do not care about your health and safety. Talk to your HR.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to get some Coldplay tickets. Going to have Mom's account, my account. Bob wants to go.
I mean, I'd love to go.
Oh, I'm going to get 4 tickets. You're coming.
Thank you.
I was like, I don't know their songs. I was like, I don't know any of their new music, but you know what? They play all of their music, and I just want to be there.
Yeah. I know I'm not a huge Coldplay listener either, but I do know all their like big fancy songs, and I've had them on repeat for years. So
and I have been, it has been on my bucket list.
It's an experience.
It's
kind of like a Taylor Swift concert.
I'll sit in the nosebleeds. I don't freaking care.
Yeah, that's fine.
My goal is like,
I just hope they're not like
lower,
really expensive for you in the nosebleeds too.
Well, the pricing for Europe has been like, floor has been like set like 100-ish euros or so.
So that's about $200.
I don't know if it's that much.
I can't remember what the conversion on euros is.
I don't know. So it's been like 100 euros for the floor. The seats range from 50 to like 190, which makes no sense to me because the floor should be the most. And then they also had this thing called infinity tickets where it was like you signed up and it was $25 and they could place you wherever.
Damn.
I mean, you could sit wherever and it's not going to matter.
No, people are going to get up anyways.
No, I mean like it's going to be a great seat.
Oh, it's going to be a great seat. Yeah. $150 Canadian. That's nothing.
Yeah, that's nothing.
We paid more for Sleep Token, did we not? Well, in the beginning. Before the refund.
Yeah, but I think we paid $180 maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 150 to see Coldplay.
Yeah,
and that's €100.
Yeah, I'll discuss with Bob when he gets home, but I also might just base it off of us and that's your Christmas present.
And then if it's probably gonna have resale.
Yeah.
So
he wants to go just because he wants to see the new stadium.
Oh.
Mom was like, not floor tickets, right? I was like, I'm not gonna make you stand. It's okay.
No, please don't make me stand either.
No, it starts at 6.
Hey, Coldplay, getting it for the adults.
Unless it's going to be like 4 hours long.
I mean, that's quite possible. They do have a very long discography.
But yeah, so there's a Monday date and a Tuesday date. So I'm going to try one of them on Mom's account, one of them on mine.
Beautiful. I will clearly take whatever I need to do time off. Oh, yeah. Don't know where I'll be. Don't know what job I'll be working. But
I ain't going to work.
I ain't going. It's not happening.
Music.
I'm excited.
What's your day list? Mine was cool this afternoon. So
mine was too, and now I don't remember it.
Let's see if it changed.
I don't know. Thursdays are usually ugly.
I know.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I got skateboarding, piano, rock Thursday evening.
What the
You got something quite wild to hear. You listen to Angry Ed Punk on Thursdays in the evening. Here's some skateboarding, piano rock, mashup, modern punk, generic, and grief. What is generic? Why?
Generic.
Generic and grief. That definitely represents skateboarding and piano rock. Let's go into generic and see how fun that is.
Heck yeah.
Zillion.
I don't know what that is.
Arrows in action.
Okay.
Not bad. The Home Team. Not bad.
I always get those like in my head. I'm like, they're the same band. No, they're not. They just both have long hair.
Yeah, that really throws me off. Remember the Monsters and voila, and so on and so on and so on. A lot of musicians I've never heard of.
All right.
And what else should I go into? Skateboarding? Let's go into skateboarding real quickly.
I'm just picturing like Tony Hawk soundtrack on a PS2.
Maybe. Glimmers, Cammy KO, South Arcade, the home team. I'll get Pierce the Veil. I know that one. And yeah, not much. Oh, maybe I should listen to that. Who knows? Could be some interesting there.
Maybe me listening to my Sleep Token mix all week has influenced this a little bit.
Finally.
I haven't listened to Sleep Token literally in forever. It feels like I'm listening to new music and I'm just falling in love again.
Yeah.
It's so great.
So good.
So it's Hubris BB Evening. You listen to poetry and pop in the evening. Here's some BB Hubris Belter Powerful Confidence Femme Fatale.
You were listening to some very
what is hubris?
It's like to have hubris is to like have the audacity, essentially.
The first song is Figure Out by Voila and Hubris. And let's look at Femme Fatale. Not my profile. That'd be nice. Hypnotic by Zella Day. And then Circus by Britney Spears.
Just to recapture that, hubris is the excessive pride or self-confidence.
All right. Well, I don't have either.
Man, I don't think Spotify has you pegged right. You're either
sleepy
hubris,
weepy,
sleepy weepy,
heartbroken.
Or heartbroken.
There's another one too. I forget what it is.
I can't remember it either.
I don't know. I'm just still laughing at the fact that we both got demure.
I feel like they did a trend that week.
They had to.
They must have. All the day lists had demure in them.
Serious recording this podcast and not giving up because our views are low. Very nice. Very demure.
Very audacity.
Very adult.
Very delirious. Very delusional.
Maybe.
Maybe she crazy.
We are continuing our spooky month of October.
Spooky month.
And this week we are talking about urban legends.
Just the legendary kind of
and I guess
urban
myths too,
things.
whatever you want. Things that aren't real that are kind of crazy.
No, I guess they're legendy.
Yeah. So, who wants to go first?
I have 3.
I have 3.
Do you have 3? Okay. Because I made a copy of the note before you chose like your last one, I think.
Yeah.
I like your options.
I knew you were going to pick your last one. The last one on the list, I mean. I was like, I'm going to leave that for Aaron.
Yeah, Mothman. Oh, spoilers.
It's okay.
Okay, so the first one,
Mm-hmm.
I chose Chupacabra, which is the goat sucker of Latin American lore.
The goat sucker?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's a goat vampire.
Ah.
Okay, so Chupacabra literally translates to goat sucker in Spanish. So, that's a thing. Considered a legendary creature and said to inhabit parts of Latin America and the southern United States. So it's out there. So Florida may have a Chupacabra.
They might have one now after the hurricane.
It blew all the way over from Mexico. That's how it travels. Just picks itself up in a little cyclone and lands itself. I don't know why it would want to go to Florida.
Lots of alligators to eat.
Florida man.
Or the Florida man.
I don't know if they have that many goats in Florida.
I don't know.
Can you just Google what is the goat population in Florida?
Keep talking.
This cryptid was first reported in Puerto Rico in the mid 1990s. It's not even that old. I thought it was way older of a myth.
Okay, interrupting. As of 2021, of the USDA National Agricultural Statistics Service, in Florida, the goat inventory totaled 53,000 head, 5% below 2021. Oh, sorry. I don't know when this is from. 2022.
Cool.
The goat inventory totaled 64,000 head, down 2% from the previous year. There's quite a lot of goats.
I honestly didn't expect to have that much information on goats in Florida, but you know what? Maybe the Chupacabra found its snack.
Maybe
the numbers have gone up, and I don't know. Mexico and southern states are just not carrying as many goats.
He's eating them all.
He's eating them all. It's too quick. Its name is derived from its supposed habit of attacking the livestock, particularly goats, and draining all their blood. Super fun. It's typically described in two primary forms. Okay, so the first is kind of a reptilian creature standing about 3 or 4 feet tall, which makes me think maybe like
monitor,
like an elf.
Oh,
like a mutated elf.
I was thinking of legit things.
Oh, okay, sorry. No, it's a mutated like Santa's elf. Oh. And he just got like dropped out of Santa's like sleigh. And he just was like, I'm hungry, and all there was goats and elves. Creepy. Anyways, 3 to 4 feet tall, have large glowing red eyes, spikes running down its back, and very sharp claws.
I didn't know it came in reptile form.
Apparently this is that's form number 1. Okay. The second form, most commonly reported in the US. Reported. Who's making these reports?
The people that are seeing Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's quite possible. It resembles a strange hairless dog with pronounced fangs and glowing eyes, about the same height as the other one. So who knows? Maybe they're cousins.
Yeah, maybe there's more than one.
Maybe there's like Chupacabra A and Chupacabra B.
Yeah.
Some scientists have dismissed the Chupacabra sightings as being nothing more than encounters with deceased or malnourished coyotes.
I'm sorry. Pause. People are seeing deceased things.
Oh my god, I read that wrong. It's diseased. Oh. I read that way too fast for my own brain to keep up with.
It's like, these people have issues.
Maybe they do. They're,
oh.
We're having a moment making fun of Florida, which we probably should not.
I'm still making fun of Florida. I thought we were just making fun of the U.S.
Yes. Sorry, it's diseased or malnourished coyotes. Okay,
that makes more sense.
The animals are usually suffering from severe mange, lose their fur, and appear sickly, which could account for the weird appearance.
The poor coyotes.
Right.
I feel bad.
It happens. So there's been a bunch of sightings, but in 1995, a Puerto Rican woman, Madeline Tolentino, claimed to have witnessed a chupacabra after seeing a series of blood-drained livestock in her hometown of Canovanas. This sighting kicked off a wave of reports and panic. And since then, a bunch of livestock deaths have been reported across Latin America and even the U.S., with locals often attributing this to the chupacabra.
All right.
So, despite numerous alleged sightings and some grainy footage, there's no scientific evidence that this creature has ever been found or even exists. But the legend lives on.
As they all do.
And the chupacabra has gone on to inspire numerous pop culture appearances in movies, TV, books. It's also a staple of urban legends in Puerto Rico, Mexico, and Texas. And I have a list of things that it's in.
Like movies?
Everything.
Okay.
It was featured in episodes of The X-Files and Grimm. It appeared in Scooby-Doo and The Monster of Mexico. It's got its own movie called Chupacabra versus the Alamo from 2013.
Okay.
There are books called Chupacabra Road Trip by Nick Redfern. And it has been mentioned in various cryptozoology books and folklore collections. It also appears in the video game Red Dead Redemption. And there's a lot of song references in Latin American music, like genres of reggaeton and regional Mexican music that speak about it. Kind of weird that it had an influence on so many things.
I never would have thought it would have been in songs.
Yeah, songs. Kind of strange.
All right.
Yeah, and that's the chupacabra in a nutshell.
Well, I'm going to give you sirens in a nutshell.
Okay, Starbucks, we got it.
And I'm going to pronounce Greek things wrong because I never learned how to say them.
Don't ask me that. I'm better at Latin and French.
So let's start off with a fact that I didn't even know.
Which means I probably have no clue about it either.
So I knew about sirens. I didn't know, one, they were from Greek mythology. So there's that. Two, they're half bird, half woman creature.
I knew that.
I thought they were mermaids, not birds.
I wouldn't have, yeah. I think initially I also thought mermaids.
Yeah. So I'm going to reference some names and some travels and some stories and items from Greek mythology that y'all can dive into on your own.
It goes deep, folks.
It goes deep. So I'm going to say something and you're going to go, what's that? Just Google it.
You have the magic of Google at your fingers.
That's a whole other episode when we talk about Greek things. Okay.
We should write that topic down somewhere.
Oh, I'm never going to forget it. Don't you worry. Just like bring up Percy Jackson. We're good.
Okay.
So sirens are known for their sickly sweet songs that lure sailors to their deaths. How fun. Most people know of sirens in literature from Homer's Odyssey, where
Odysseus?
Yeah, that dude. Odysseus, who was sailing home from the Trojan War, and he escaped their wrath. One belief is that the sirens were companions of, I think it's Persephone? Or Persephone, sorry. It's Persephone, I think. Companions of Persephone who were punished after, she was, for lack of better words, R-worded, and taken by Hades to the underworld. So then they were transformed into these hybrid creatures, and they had such beautiful singing voices, and they were gifted players of I think it's a lyre.
Yep.
So it's a stringed instrument that was played in ancient Greece, so that they could even calm the winds with their talons.
That's cool.
So imagine you're just like sailing, and then you just like, they could probably change course.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, to the sweet sounds of such a pretty song. We'll just steer into these rocks and die.
According to Homer, the sirens lived on an island near, again, we're saying places, I'm going to call it Scylla and Charybdis. It's in the Strait of Messina between Italy and Sicily.
Good job. Clap, clap.
It's here where they lured sailors to their deaths with their songs, and the meadows of their island that they called home were said to be littered with rotting corpses of the sailors. So they didn't eat them? They just...
No, they were just like, screw men. We're out. We're taking our vengeance.
Homer only mentioned that 2 sirens lived in his story. And so there's some other stories out there that mention that there could be a 3rd, but they're all said to be descendants of either, I think it's Gaia and Force, I guess. Achilles and Strope.
I think you're getting these.
And maybe one of the muses, but they don't really have who could possibly be their parents in mythology or whatever. Right. So we're going to dive into the story of, you said it was Odysseus?
Yeah, Odysseus.
On the voyage, he tied himself to the ship's mast because he still wanted to listen to the songs.
Mm-hmm. Well, it just prevented him from taking control of the ship and steering it into death,
so he tied himself to the mast because he wanted to hear them, and all of his crew members put wax in their ears. And they made it. They sailed right on through.
See, those guys should have got some loops, all I'm saying.
I know. Sponsor us, please. Another survivor of the sirens was Jason and his Argonauts. Is Argonauts just mean crew?
I think so.
Okay.
I've never used that term in any modern way. I was surprised
to see it, but I was like, it's here. I'm going to use it.
Sounds like a football team.
Yeah, it is a football team.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The something Argonauts are a team. Okay. Or they're a baseball team.
No, I feel football-y. I don't know.
So they were on their way to find the Golden Fleece, and Jason was so confident in one of his crew members, Orpheus.
Are they looking for the sheep or the goat? They're meeting up with the chupacabra somewhere.
They might.
The Golden Fleece.
So one of his crew members, I think his name is Orpheus, he had beautiful musical talents. So Jason didn't put wax in his ears. or tie himself to the ship. He just let Orpheus play his lyre, and it was so good it drowned out the siren songs, and they also survived. And
the patriarchy yet again.
Know. So it's thought that sirens would die if a mortal was able to resist their call. So it's not really clear anywhere whether Odysseus or Orpheus caused their ultimate demise, but it's possible.
The worst.
Freaking men.
Drowning out women's, death songs. Rude. Okay? Just rude.
I love Greek mythology.
It's good, though.
I didn't know they were half bird.
I
really didn't. I was so surprised when I read that and I went, what?
Because you're like, they're like mermaids, right? They've got little fish tails and they go up onto or like seals, like they go onto the rocks. And they're like, start singing.
Yeah, but no, half bird.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of witchy.
I'm here for it.
Very, very spooky.
Spooky. Could you imagine though, just like being on a ship and you just
creepy music starts playing and you're like, yeah, let's just go get dead. Well, you know what? The best thing about that is I don't think it affected women because,
the women weren't sailing.
Women weren't sailing, so time to take out the patriarchy. They were just doing the right thing. No judgment. They had it right. Do you want to talk about the Bigfoot?
Sure.
The elusive giant of North American forest.
I have a question.
Yeah.
That you're probably going to answer. Are Bigfoot and Yeti the same thing? Or is Yeti a snowman? Not a snowman, but
a lot of people. So the thing is, he's got multiple terms. He's got Sasquatch.
Right. Okay.
He's got like, what do they call it?
Hairy man.
Like the hairy man or whatever, or what do they call this? I lost the term. Snow something?
An abominable snowman?
Abominable snowman. That's it. Yeah. Anyways. There's a bunch of terms for this guy or thing, whatever. Bigfoot.
I'm here for Bigfoot.
Also known as Sasquatch, Yeti, abominable snowman. One of the wellst known.
Yep.
Wellst known. That's a good one. Yeah. Urban legends ever. I think you can talk to most people in North America and they know.
Yeah.
They know. And they're like, there's a good chance. You played that game on the computer when you were a kid trying to run away from the Yeti. Did you ever play that game?
No.
I think it was like you were like snowboard. It's like 3 pixels on a screen almost.
Yeah, of course.
Pretty low res. You're like snowboarding down a hill or skiing down a hill, and then like you're trying to avoid the Sasquatch or the Yeti like chasing after you. I have that. I was so terrible at that game. That Yeti always won. It was awful.
Oh no!
And you know what? Maybe I'm gaslighting. Maybe this never existed, but I'm pretty sure it did. I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna Google it when you're done.
Anyways. It's particularly known in the Pacific Northwest of the United States and Canada. Why is that? Because there are mountains there.
And forests.
Forests and mountains. And this is known to be like a ape-like creature, which is said to roam forests, stands over about 8 feet tall, and is covered in thick, dark fur. 8 feet tall.
Yeah, no.
Man,
I just give up. Just give up.
You can come into my house, but my roofs are too short. So the legend of the Bigfoot has existed for centuries.
We need spooky music.
Spooky. With indigenous North American tribes recounting stories of this large hairy being and other beings in their folklore. Wow. That's actually pretty cool to think that, like past cultures were writing about this.
I know. Like anytime you dive into mythology or folklore, it's interesting to see where it's come from.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
And now we're just so boring.
Yeah. Nobody's interesting anymore.
No.
We have too much social media.
Too much AI.
Yeah. AI can make up the folklore from now on. It'd be still boring.
Yes.
So the modern concept of Bigfoot gained its traction in the 1950s.
Still not that long ago.
No. relatively, I don't know if it just needed to have one of those resurgence things like 80s haircuts or whatever.
Mom jeans.
Mom jeans for sure. You just bought 3 pairs. Oh, okay. We don't talk about your spending habits on this episode. That's spooky enough.
I needed jeans and I finally found some jeans.
I'm so glad you found the jeans that fit. However, your jeans would not fit the Bigfoot.
No.
But they sort of would.
Wow.
In the late 1950s, footprints were discovered in Northern California. Okay. This creature is described as bipedal.
A what?
Bipedal?
What is that?
You stand on two legs?
Oh, I'm stupid, so.
Quadrupedal would be like your cats and dogs. 4 quad.
I've
2.
never heard that in my life. I thought it had something to do with like the amount of toes or something. I was like, what is going on?
No, bipedal. Pedal as meaning your feet, like your motion.
Yeah. No, I get it now.
Yeah, okay.
I get it.
Okay, well, just checking that one off your science box.
Add it to the vocab list.
Again, it's ape-like. It's a figure with large human-like feet. Hence its name, Bigfoot.
Yeah, okay, fair.
So they found big feet prints, and they were like, it's Bigfoot. Clearly wandering around. Why? Why would I want to do that? It's like, invest in Netflix. Get your money going, man. Capitalist culture is coming. Anyway, so that was the 1950s. So let's just state right there that, yeah, gullible. Somebody's running around with the footprint, probably.
Yeah.
So the existence of Bigfoot is highly debated, clearly, with many people suggesting it could be a surviving relative of Gigantopithecus, which is a large primate that existed millions of years ago.
Did it exist like in North America though?
Well, North America wasn't even like North America.
Oh, is this like when we're still like Pangea?
It was like millions of years ago.
Fair.
Long time. Others believe Bigfoot could simply be a misidentified bear or another animal. Most likely. Regardless, hundreds of sightings continue to be reported each year, and the most famous piece of evidence for the Bigfoot is the 1967 Patterson-Gimlin film, which shows a large bipedal creature walking through the forests of Northern California. Super creepy. Probably. Of course, it's not the best footage because it's 1967.
Even nowadays, there's all these iPhones out there, and you can't get a crisp.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's. I don't know.
Fishy.
Look at my iPhone, and then tell me I'm gonna get a crisp picture of a freaking hairy man in the woods. It's not gonna happen. Okay. Regardless of this, some people believe this to be undeniable proof. And skeptics continue to argue it's simply a person in a costume.
Fair.
Many people have claimed personal encounters with the Bigfoot, or a Bigfoot. Who knows? There could be more than one.
Yeah.
There could be families out there.
Exactly.
Some report hearing an eerie, high-pitched howl or finding massive footprints in remote areas.
A high-pitched howl. You would think it would be like low and guttural.
Right? See, you know the term guttural?
But I don't know if I feel.
Okay. We know what you're reading. In one famous encounter, a man named Albert Ostman.
Of course, his name was Albert.
Yeah, I know. Good name. I like Albert. If I was going to have a kid, I'd name it Albert.
I love it.
Albert Ostman claimed he was kidnapped by a family of Bigfoots.
What the hell?
Yes, while camping in British Columbia in 1924.
Well, he lived.
He lived.
So they're nice.
And he eventually escaped from this Bigfoot family. And today we have his testimony.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
Well, I think he's dead now, but It was 1924, so.
I'm going to tell you what I thought you were going to say, and I might cut it out. I thought you were going to say his testicles. I was like, what does it have to do with the story?
Clearly, we're just offshooting into that.
Oh.
The testimonies combined with blurry photos and unexplained footprints fuel the belief of Bigfoot's existence. So Bigfoot is huge. It's become a symbol of mystery and a symbol of the unknown in North American folklore. He or they or them, it shows up in Harry and the Hendersons from 1987. Frequent appearances happen in The X-Files and Finding Bigfoot.
Huh.
Clearly a documentary.
There's still TV shows.
There's so many documentary series, including Sasquatch, Legend Meets Science. Lots of books called The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena from the Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hundreds of books about cryptozoology mention Bigfoot. Also in Grand Theft Auto 5.
What the
There's a Bigfoot hunting mission.
Okay.
And Red Dead Redemption 2 has a secret Bigfoot encounter. Huh. Easter eggs.
I mean, is it Geico? The Geico commercials have Bigfoots.
There we go.
It might be Geico.
I collect Bigfoots.
You do collect Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Squishmallows.
But Yetis and Bigfoots are different in the Squishmallow world.
Fair. There's still Bigfoot things on the History Channel.
It's pretty wild. It's still going to this day.
I don't think it's ever going to end.
But people don't want to let it die, whether it's like a hoax or anything like that. They'll just keep going. Why not?
And my dad's going to continue to watch them. And I'm going to go, why?
Go, Bob. Go. Enjoy your Sasquatch hunting.
No, he's not going to go do it. He's just going to watch it on the History Channel.
Okay, well, that's just lazy.
It's like the Curse of Oak Island. It never ends.
It never ends. No, it keeps going.
I'm going to talk about the other end of the spectrum of things. Tiny little elves.
Are they tiny, though?
Yep.
Oh, we've determined. Is this like the gnome story from last week?
Yeah. I relate back to the gnome story.
Okay.
So,
but elves are not gnomes,
no.
But gnomes can be elves?
I don't know.
Okay.
Elves and something else are the same thing, apparently, which...
To write my letter to Santa this year and be like, can you clarify this bullshit for me?
And I'm not going to go into Santa a lot because I don't want to talk about Santa Claus.
Fine. This is spooky month, so he's not allowed.
No. Because Santa's supposed to be a jolly elf. He's just a old fat man.
But he's a jolly old fat man.
The subject of elves have been around for centuries, whether it's a classic literature like Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, which I didn't realize there were elves in that. Yeah. Or a fantasy series like J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings.
Elves.
And yes, most famously Santa.
Oh.
What are you thinking of?
You know what? I never considered, okay, there's elves. Mm-hmm. And then there's elves to me. You know what I mean? Like
I'm not talking like ELF. I'm talking like ELVES.
Oh, well, did you have ELF in the... No? Is it V?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know, but isn't a singular elf
probably
ELF?
Probably.
But like my brain separates them. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Like elf with a F is like that movie Elf.
Yes.
Those kind of elves.
Yes.
And then there's obviously like token elves, which are like pretty people with powers and live forever.
Yeah. Well, like.
Or fae people.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, okay, get into it.
Just like fairies, elves are thought to be shapeshifters. So those in Shakespeare were tiny winged creatures who lived in flowers. Again, I read whatever the fucking play was. I don't remember elves.
You know what, though? Shakespeare writes in such a kind of vague,
fair-esque,
poetic way that it kind of probably just gets brushed over as like a background symbol.
So, shapeshifters, they're tiny, they live in flowers. They are also described, at least the men, as looking like little old men, but the ladies are always young and beautiful.
Of course.
And they live in kingdoms within forests, meadows, hollowed out tree trunks.
I'm getting your theme on the patriarchy today.
My theme?
Yeah, the women are pretty and the men are just like, troll face.
That's what happened in my stories. Elves are thought to have come from early Norse mythology. So if you were like me and didn't know what Norse meant, it's a Scandinavian mythology.
Oh, you didn't know what Norse meant either?
Nope, but I know, gotta roll.
No, you're not stupid. I get it. But like, man, like Thor and Odin and all the wild Norse mythology. No, okay.
Around the 1500s, they were incorporated into stories and legends regarding fairies, and by the 1800s, the name of fairies and elves were being used interchangeably for the magical creatures. So I guess that kind of relates to what you were saying. Like, I picture them as this. Well,
yeah, I mean, you just described one set of elves, right? Tiny, go into flowers. Meanwhile, we have another version of elves, which are larger than humans.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just weird how people portray them.
And it's crazy that in the 1800s, it was just, no, they're the same thing.
Always. Like, everything's magical. Yeah.
Yeah. So over time, both elves and fairies, whatever you want to call them, developed a reputation for pranks and mischief. So like we spoke last episode with the gnomes, they'll hide your keys. Examples of this in history are when hair on someone or a horse became tangled, it was referred to as elf locks. If a baby was born with a birthmark, they were elf marked.
I'm elf marked.
Me too.
Cool.
Well, these small mischievous creatures were mostly nice. They were also known to be extremely unkind to humans who wronged them, stealing babies, cattle, milk, bread, and even enchanting young men in spells for years at a time. Go
elves, go. Go elves, go.
How are they stealing babies if they're living in flowers?
Yeah, they got the magic, I guess.
Yeah. I've got the magic in me.
Magic, magic, magic.
So while the elves and magical creatures are usually just within works of fiction, nowadays their legends live on in other places of the world. In Iceland, which I've heard of this before, they have elf-like beings known as the Huldufólk, which means hidden people. And while some may not believe in them directly, they don't rule out their existence. So a quick backstory on the hidden folk. According to D.L. Ashleman's book, Folk and Fairy Tales, a handbook that was published in 2004.
Cool.
Eve thought that her children were dirty and she hid them from God and lied about their existence when he came to visit her. So then he found them and said, "What man hides from God, God will hide from man." And the children then became the hidden folk who make their homes in large rocks. It was weird.
A little weird.
It was weird. But some places of Iceland are still so, not skeptical, but believe in it, that it's like if they're doing excavations and stuff, they work around the rocks. They don't want to disturb them, which I think is really cool.
Oh, there's a respect there.
Yeah.
Don't touch the rocks because they got the hidden peoples.
Yeah, those are elves. I like elves.
Yeah. Elves and fairies. It used to, when I walked around at my grandparents' farm, we would find like fairy circles and
little fairy
portals
houses and stuff. Yeah.
Like if you like see a trail that leads between two trees and then stops.
Yeah.
It's like they walk through a portal.
Yep.
That's
and I mean,
really
all
cool.
the books I've read this year are all like fae.
Obviously.
Fantasy based.
Fae. The fae types.
Very cool.
Very cool. I didn't know that they came from that mythology though.
Yeah, me either.
That's of all the things, because I know a lot about that, but I never knew about the elves. Learning so much. I think this is just like our whole podcast is just a way for us to like keep researching and learning stuff.
Which is, I'm okay with that.
It's cool.
Even if nobody's listening.
Well, then I get to go around and pass all this information to other people, like the Bermuda Triangle information. Like what?
We're gonna have to talk about that.
Yeah, pretty wild. My last, but never least, and always the coolest, the Mothman.
Which I know what he looks like. I know nothing, so I'm ready.
This is the winged cryptid of Point Pleasant. Okay, this is another weird one. Okay,
Point Pleasant.
Yeah, time frame.
Does Mount Pleasant exist? Am I crazy?
Yeah, Mount Pleasant exists.
And are they in the same place?
No, this is West Virginia.
Where's Mount Pleasant?
I have no freaking clue. There's probably multiple Mount Pleasants, actually.
Oh.
So the Mothman is another iconic cryptid, very much like the goat sucker, the chupacabra. First reported in Point Pleasant, West Virginia in only 1966.
Oh my God, Bob was born.
Bob was born.
Bob was 3.
When did my mom? My mom was around.
My mom was not.
She would have been 9? 9, yes. Described as a human-like figure with large wings and glowing red eyes, the Mothman is said to appear as a harbinger of disaster.
They're going to say disease. You got a thing with red eyes.
I know. You know what? There was no further descriptions on Bigfoot, whether it had.
That would be terrifying.
That would be scary to run into that in the woods.
I hope Bigfoot doesn't have glowing red eyes.
No. That's it on description, I guess. There were a couple of sightings, mostly beginning in November 1966, when 2 couples were driving through the TNT area near Point Pleasant and reported seeing a large creature with glowing red eyes. The creature allegedly followed their car when flying at speeds of over 100 miles per hour.
Good. Oh my God.
Yeah. Could you that would be creepy. You look out your back window and all you see is red glowing eyes.
No.
And wings and shit. Just
done.
And over the next year, hundreds of locals began reporting seeing the Mothman, which, leads to widespread panic and lots of rumor telling. Some witnesses describe the Mothman as standing over 7 feet tall with a wingspan of over 10 feet. Yeah. That's taller than this room. That's scary. Its eyes, again, are said to glow red, and its flight is often described as silent but swift.
Get out. Get out of here.
Now you're going to be checking your mirror every time you drive in the dark.
I'm just not going to drive
at
night.
You see red eyes behind you. Or anything red. It'll just be a Halloween decoration. You're just no. So there's been some personal encounters and disasters that follow or, were with the encounters. So, one of the most terrifying aspects of the Mothman is a supposed connection to the disaster that comes with it. Many believe that Mothman sightings are a prelude to tragedy. In December 1967, a year after the first, initial sightings, the Silver Bridge in Point Pleasant collapsed.
Oh.
And it killed 46 people.
Oh, okay. Okay, I know a little bit about his disastrous ways.
Afterward, the Mothman was dubbed a prophet of doom, and many people began to claim to have seen the creature in the days leading up to the tragedy. So, they were either, feeding the fire.
Yeah.
Or it's out there and it's cursing your town. Don't know why Point Pleasant is getting hit so hard here. All right, so another strange aspect of the Mothman encounters is the occurrence of mysterious phone calls and strange visitors, often described as men in black. They allegedly warned witnesses to remain silent about their sightings.
All right.
So the Mothman has, men in black going around being like, don't tell. Yeah. Don't tell now.
He'll come for you.
We've got disasters on dock, ready to load. How many bridges you got in your town? We'll take them down. But also rip to those people. Sorry.
Yeah, I
know. These unsettling encounters add an air of conspiracy and mystery to the legend. Okay. The Mothman has become a key figure in cryptid lore, spawning books, documentaries, and even a feature film called The Mothman Prophecies from 2002. Every year, Point Pleasant holds a Mothman festival. Kind of cool.
I think you should go.
I don't know. But they draw lots of enthusiasts from around the world to celebrate this really weird legend. And despite the fear and tragedy surrounding the Mothman, it's very popular. And being popular comes with media appearances, such as, like I said, the Mothman Prophecies, starring Richard Gere. I've never seen it. A documentary series called The Mothman of Point Pleasant. Pretty straightforward titling going on there.
Yeah.
And then also featured in BuzzFeed Unsolved Supernatural. There are books on it called The Mothman Prophecies by John Keel of 1975, which then went to inspire the film. And The Mothman Legacy, which continues to explore the myth in print. And in video games, it appeared in Fallout 76 as an in-game character. And then references in The Secret World, which was an online RPG.
Huh.
Pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
Also realized I don't have a give back.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, why is it not showing up? So
You had links in there and everything.
I must have copied this before.
The last thing I'm going to talk about.
What do you got?
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary. I just knocked that over.
Oh.
Wet pants, wet pants.
So again, I'm learning something new. I thought you had to chant her name in a dark bathroom only 3 times. You got to do it 13.
13 times?
13 times.
Oh, well, that movie's a lie.
So, if all goes well, the myth states that Mary will appear in the mirror. Sometimes she's holding a dead baby.
A dead baby?
Yep, I'll get into that. Most of the time, she's said to just stare back at you. But sometimes she'll come out of the mirror and scratch or kill whoever summoned her.
Oh, only sometimes, though.
Only sometimes.
So
on occasion.
It's a roll of the dice. It's like 50-50.
Yeah. So, where does she come from? Well, there's actually 3 possible ladies who it could be based on.
Space.
The first being Queen Mary I of England.
I may owe you a laundry.
How much spilled?
I don't know. I need to check this out. There wasn't that much in there.
So, Queen Mary I, or Mary Tudor, got her nickname after she burned around 280 Protestants alive during her time in power. You're fine.
What?
Yeah. She was born on February 18th, 1516, and her parents were Henry VIII and Catherine Aragon.
What does she have against Protestants?
She wasn't her father's ideal candidate for the throne. He wanted a male leader, and her childhood wasn't the greatest. Her father went on to claim that his relationship with her mother was illegal and incestuous because she briefly was with his brother. And then divorced Mary's mother, and Mary lost her title as princess and was made into a lady. Her father ended up marrying a bunch of people.
Of course.
They all died. Finally, he got a son, but he died after 6 years of ruling. And then the position of power was meant to go to the son's cousin, Lady Jane Grey, which, is that what the new freaking Prime series is on?
I have no clue. This is so confusing.
Right?
Siri, go.
No, you triggered her. But Mary was so pissed and was like, no. She led an army into London in 1553, got support, and put Lady Jane Grey to execution, and then she became queen.
Fight the patriarchy.
During her ruling, she wasn't very kind. She insisted on a law called Heretics Combernendo, which punished heretics. If you're like me and you don't know what this means, it was someone who was teaching something that wasn't the religious beliefs at the time, which was the Catholic Church, because that's what
heretic.
Mary was. Yeah. So, you know, if you were a heretic, you were burned at the stake.
You're a witch.
You're a witch. So the reason she may have a baby when is summoned is because she, in short, had pregnancy issues, which sucks for Mary. And
I would imagine fairly common.
Yeah. When she died in 1558, she was 42 and never had a child.
Not very old.
No, not very old.
I don't think anybody of that time lived very long. I think the life expectancy was like maybe 50 if you were lucky.
Yeah. So that's the first lady, who I think a lot of people know of.
Okay, fight the patriarchy, become the matriarchy.
Yeah. Second lady is Mary. Is that
Are they all Mary?
No. The last one's Elizabeth.
Okay, I know who Elizabeth is.
So the last one is Mary Worth, who was thought to be a witch that put children under spells, kidnapped them, and murdered them, and then used their blood to stay youthful.
I thought that was Elizabeth.
Just wait. Just wait.
They all do this. They're all
When people in her town learned of her ways, they tied her to the stake and burned her alive. There isn't a lot of history on Mary, so it's debatable to some whether she even exists.
Right. Well, it could have been possible, and you know what? It could have been someone suffering from literal mental health disorder that led to that. So
it happens.
It happens.
The final lady is Elizabeth Bathory. So she was a woman from Hungary who was charged with killing at least 80 girls and women between the years of 1590 and 1610. There were rumors that she tortured them, sewed their lips shut, beat them with clubs, burned them with hot irons, and again with the blood. She was said to bathe in it.
Okay,
to stay youthful.
I take back what I said about the matriarchy. Nobody wins.
During her trial, there was a witness that said they saw her diary where she recorded all of her victims, and there were 650 names on the list, not 80.
Missing persons.
So, all in all, the myth could be blamed on one of them or all three. Don't know, but I'm not going to try and summon them.
I think you should do it.
I think I'm okay.
13 times.
13 times. I thought it was
all
3.
of those movies.
I know.
Unless it's a Mandela effect.
Bum, bum, bum.
13. Well, you know what? They probably cut it down to 3 because imagine somebody standing at the mirror being like, nah, 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 nah. You get pretty freaking bored.
Yeah, fair.
It's not as dramatic.
No.
Or maybe they were just trying not to actually evoke that.
Perhaps.
Ooh, that's creepy too.
Bum, bum, bum.
Because there's been a lot of movies around those, I think, 3 people just in... Don't know if some of them probably didn't exist. Who knows? Maybe they did.
Yep. Those are our legends, peeps.
Peeps. That was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Were you creeped out? Did you enjoy our urban legends? Are they urban or are they just legends?
I don't know. Urban legends sounded cooler.
I like this cryptid word.
Yeah.
It's kind of unique. Maybe I'll get that tattooed. Cryptid.
Just on the forehead.
Yeah. Just become Post Malone.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You know how fast my father would murder me if I got a face tattoo? He already puts that with me so much for the rest of them.
Did your note load?
Yeah. And I remembered too.
Okay.
My give back. Yay, give backs. Free things to give to you.
Yes.
So you can go listen to some good tunes. My give back is WITCH, which is witch, but it's the Rain Paris cover, so it's a little bit more loud.
Spooky. Yeah.
Loud. Spooky loud.
Because the original by Devin Cole,
I believe so,
is very boppy.
It's very boppy. This one is still boppy, but it's got like the rock guitar and
it does sound more
drums.
spooky.
It's a bit more spooky.
Mine, and I'm pretty sure Aaron has already had this, but it came on in my Sleep Token mix.
So good.
It's Lost by Bring Me the Horizon.
So good.
Came on when I was making pizza dough.
Wah, 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 wah.
But yeah, so those are our gift box. Those are our legends. You found the update that I finally got jeans. And I'm so pleased with myself. And we saw the Northern Lights. Today,
I just saw the quote that you wrote. It's still so good.
Thank you for listening and dealing with us this spooky month.
It's been a good spooky time.
Next time, we are going to talk about cults.
Cults.
Thank you to EC.
So many cults.
Yeah. And then our final episode of this month, we're talking all things Halloween, which is witches, vampires,
so much
werewolves,
stuff.
traditions, where it comes from. What do Aaron and I do? But I got to sort out the note and give Aaron things to research.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, thank you for listening. We hope everyone had a great night. If you are, well, no, that's not how time works. Hopefully you got to see the Northern Lights.
Yeah, a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we saw it.
Maybe you saw them earlier a week ago. Because
maybe
they've been
you
around
got to go
all week
to Iceland and see them.
Maybe you're in Europe.
Cool.
They've been thriving in Europe for the past couple days.
I feel like this isn't a good sign.
Probably not. It's fine.
Is the Mothman in town?
Maybe.
Are they taking out bridges?
Maybe. I'm sure some bridges went out in Florida. Yes, if you would like to listen on a different platform, find us elsewhere on the interwebs, you can click the link in our bio, and there's many links in there. You can also send us an email and tell us your spooky stories, because nobody's told us their spooky stories.
Tell us any story.
Yeah.
We just want to relay it to the non-existing public.
Just say hello.
I like hellos.
Spell it in wingdings. I don't care.
Oh, that would be cryptic. I like it.
We have to decipher your messages.
Do a whole serial killer thing where you just like cut out little magazine pieces and send us, or put little puzzles.
Yes,
I'm down for that.
Yes, send us all your spooky stuff. Follow us on everything. Make sure you like, rate, subscribe, and you can comment anything you want on Spotify.
Tell us what your favorite Halloween themed movie is.
Yeah, I have a couple polls up on Spotify. Don't ask me what they are, but there's some polls up if everyone wants to vote.
Do you decorate for Halloween still, or are we over it because COVID?
Nah, we decorate.
That's good. My neighbor has a whole lawn.
I love it.
And like a 12-foot like eerie blue ghosty guy.
Blue.
Yeah, it just glows blue.
Aww.
I don't know if that was their choice or it just came that way, but it's pretty creepy looking. Although when I drove by it, it was like knocked over and it was like leaning on their house. I was going to stop and be like, hey, you're like spooky dudes. Like,
your spooky dude
is on your lawn, not standing up.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Hope you had a great day, morning, night, evening, afternoon, week.
Siesta.
Yeah.
I could go for siesta tomorrow.
I wish we had siesta.
We could just put that into effect.
Yeah.
Naps at work.
Okay.
Bosses don't need to know. All right. Thank you for joining us again for another lovely episode, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.